Hi friends, your metal dog here with a 2021 reading. I know so many of you are so excited for 2020 to end. I think that's silly, but I also think that way. I also try to live one day at a time. But there is lots of information out there for what the skies are going to do in 2021 and how that is bringing in a force of revolution with Uranus face squaring off with Saturn. We got the revolutionary Uranus facing off the status quo guy, Mr. Norms in Saturn. And I have it on good information from a really great astrologer, whose name I'm blanking, Pam something. I'm new to the watching astrologers now. Apparently that's my next thing that I'm gonna master here using YouTube College. But according to her, because Uranus is on the outside, revolution will prevail. My question is, there's lots of revolutionary impulses out there. Not all of them am I in agreement with. For example, we just had a recent attempt at a coup by an attempt to derail the popular vote and even the electoral college here in the United States. So that's a revolutionary impulse, isn't it? It would seem that a long-standing institution, the United States of America, was threatened by rebels. So, of course, I'm pretty sure that the kind of rebellion that astrologers are talking about is the kind of rebellion that I would support. It sounds like people being more compassionate, people making really big connections, decentralizing, all kinds of things that move us out of these really hierarchical systems for distributing wealth. And whatever side of this revolutionary impulse you may be coming down on, maybe you could agree that we could use some more equitable distribution. So while I've been talking, I pulled a card for us here on our New Year's Eve, and this seems to be a proper thing to do as we do our tradition of thinking about the year that's passed and moving into the year ahead, and that is some good self-reflection. So let's see here. What does that card mean? That's an interesting image. Number 17, if that number means anything to you. It adds up to 8. It's my favorite number. Okay, self-reflection. Be curious about your own nature. Choose to turn inwards to quietly contemplate who and what you are and want. The more you know about yourself, the more you are able to steer yourself well. Know what you believe and why. And be open to the development of new beliefs and ways of being. I'm not afraid to look deeply at myself in all aspects. This seems like really good advice, and it's been coming up in readings that I've been doing, is this need to reflect on our belief systems and become willing to let go of those that are no longer working for us. I'm also seeing people, so here's the card, self-reflection. I find it, for some reason, I don't want to look at this card. I don't know why that is. We'll come back to it. But yeah, these women in this mirror and this person underwater and her feelings. I see. In the mirror, they're underwater. In the outside of the mirror, they're just holding hands. But we can see their reflection front and back. So looking at yourself from all sides. And it looks like the water is often about our emotions. So looking into your emotional depths, your beliefs, and reflecting on yourself. That's excellent advice here for us today. So let's see if we can find out a little bit more. We'll do a release, embrace, hidden influences, and the future. Let's see what we can see. All right. What can we see for ourselves here in 2021? My dog is enjoying a bone that has peanut butter in it. If you hear slurping, you never know what's gonna happen. Usually it's not loud enough to come up on here. But he thinks we should be walking, and I want to go out tonight under the moon and stars. Should they come out? It's a little cloudy here. Okay, so release the magician. Interesting. The magician is about manifesting. It can be about manipulation. Embrace the king of air, Mr. Aquarius, that king of truth, that deep. I just think this king is so deep. He's wise, he's sad from what he's seen. So embrace that wisdom that comes of maturity. A couple of old guys here. And then we get a hidden influence, a 10 of air, a real heartbreak, something so painful that she shaved her head. And you can just feel her loss, these feathers falling from the sky. And the feathers represent swords. Air is the suit of swords in the tarot. It's also meant to be about when you accept your loss and then you're free to move on to the next thing. Lots of losses this year for some of us. And the future is a 9 of water, which is individual fulfillment. That's a good future for us. She's got this treasure chest here. It's full of materialistic junk, in my personal opinion. If you like big giant jewels, you'll be happy. Anyway, but she has the key to that chest. So often the way that we can read this card is there's a shift from focusing on fulfillment in things towards internal, emotional, solitary fulfillment, that you know and love yourself, and you don't need things to feel loved. You don't need to fill this hole in you because you have filled it yourself. So let's look a little bit closer at what these cards are telling us. This seems to be about looking into yourself and to how you're operating. There seems to be loss here. This is an intellectual and emotional process, right? Just like we saw these women here, both in the fields and outside of them, but looking into their sort of the source of their emotional issue or their ideas. So the emotional source of their beliefs. And this for me goes with the cards that we have here. So we're supposed to embrace some kind of philosophy, a new one maybe, a mature one for sure, one that is informed. This guy, he's such a weirdo, but he's also like a beautiful, deep guy. He's part owl. It's on me, but it took me a while to look into his face. I like the queens because, I'm gay. But anyway, something that you aren't paying attention to is hurting, but it's also causing you to challenge the way that you've been operating. And it would appear in our release, since we have the magician, that you might have been operating in a way where you're very focused on making what you want in the world, which is manifesting, which can be awesome. Like we could be envisioning a just society, but this is telling us to release that. So we want to find out more. We want to find out more about this, what we're embracing that has to do with this king of air. What is this hidden influence that looks so painful, this 10 of air? And then if we could see a little bit more in the future about how this journey of self-reflection brings us into that 9 of water, 9 of cups, personal, emotional fulfillment. Okay, so we'll pull 3 cards for each one of these to clarify. And then I'm going to use this beautiful Klimt deck here. So first of all, we get in our release the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is about charity. It's about giving to those who have less or asking for charity. It's a card that I've struggled with as long as I've been doing these readings, because to me it has to do with some having more than others and then giving it to them as if that they're like the big person, and then they have this little pauper who's so grateful to them. So, and I've learned a lot from the Six of Pentacles. I've manifested quite a bit this year. Maybe it's time to just chill on the manifestation. Let's find out more. Okay. Ooh, the Moon. So this means that we get to leave behind this unknown, this world of secrets. Yeah. Huh. We'll find out. We'll put something together here. Don't worry. Bear with me. It's a beautiful sleeping redhead. And then we get an Eight of Wands. This is the will, communication, fast acting, could be travel. Here we see, it looks like women at a dance, kind of having fun here at a party, dancing together. Anyway, this card tends to be about communication. So there's like a lot of this putting things out into the world, manifesting perhaps, that it seems to be coming from the moon, from like an unexamined place inside of you. Like, what are you manifesting? And what is the source of that manifestation? The advice to do some self-reflection suggests that you really need to look into that. You need to do some shadow work, as we might say here, so that you understand, you're putting out pentacles, you're doing some charity maybe, you are doing messages, you're putting your ideas out into the world, but you seem to not be conscious. She's asleep here. What is the source of what you're putting out there? You need to look in here into you to understand that. So that would be my reading here of what you're being asked to release. I've been studying a little bit of yoga again lately, and I'm looking at the yamas, which are, I don't want to get into it too much, but I want to say that I'm really looking at how I was advised in this book to, under the principle ahimsa, which is nonviolence, to really not be afraid of my dark feelings, my anger, my revenge fantasies. I've been having a few of those. To not be afraid to look at those. Because if I don't look, if they remain hidden from me, then there's still going to be messages, communication, action coming from that place, that darkness in me, that violence, that anger, that fear, those things that we're not supposed to feel. This yoga text is recommending that we actually love those places, embrace them, find compassion for ourselves there. And I feel like this is the process that the cards are sending us out on here as we head out into 2021. I think it's an excellent way to start. It reminds me of an astrological analysis that I read recently that suggested that you look very closely at your priorities, at all of your commitments, and decide what are you going to keep, what are you going to give away. And the swords and the air signs can be about embracing, an ability to cut away what isn't serving you, places that you have committed energy that you need to say, I need to change my commitment with you. I can no longer fulfill this commitment. That kind of a process. But in order to do that, you need to know what you need to know. Okay. All right. So we get here with the King of Air. We get the Knave of Pentacles. This new idea, this new kind of inspiration. It's just a little simple start. It's a good idea. It's very practical. Okay, this is your embrace. What else? We get the Nine of Pentacles. This is solitude. This is your home. This is feeling good all by yourself, maybe even preferring it, but you provided for all of your needs. So there's lots of pentacles here. Okay, what else? Oh, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is very slow. Okay, so this is a slow process of maturing, perhaps an idea, a new very practical idea that you have. It may have to do with your home. But the Knight of Pentacles, the Slowpoke Knight, very responsible, very good at follow through, but definitely slow. So you're embracing the material, the earth, the 3D, in a very practical, homey way. Perhaps this is where you're going to do this seeking into what you know from your experience. It's going to be at home alone. And we are, we're sheltering in place. What I heard is like these first few weeks of January, there's a lot of intense energy, and that you may feel motivated to actually do a lot of cutting. Like I felt like, okay, Heather, don't quit your job. Just get through this and keep your safety net was the advice. And that's the Nine of Pentacles confirms that. Keep your job, right? Just hang on to that security. That's your safety net, and then begin envisioning from there. So take it slowly. You may feel in sort of this momentum, although I'm not seeing like a chariot or anything here. I do see the Eight of Wands. That's some fast motion here that you're being told to release that, because the problem is you don't know, you haven't thought everything through, and there's things that you need to know. So what do you need to know? That's this Ten of Air. What is this really painful, perhaps a heartbreak, a loss, an ending? I always think of this as like a relationship is over. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a body stab 10 times. It's over. And look, the sun's rising, So that's what this angel here on the precipice, that is grief, mourning, head shaved. She also has wings that will take her to the next place. So this is what you need to know in order to move. So you're being told to slow down until you know this, okay? Okay, let's see what else about this hidden thing. Okay, we get the Knight of Swords. This is some anger here. This is fast, angry. This knight is riding into the past. So that tells me that this unknown thing that you need to know about, this is something to do with your past. What else? That's probably annoying that I say that to become like a tick. There's anxiety. Nine of Swords. Ten of Air is the Ten of Swords here. So the Knight has the 10th sword. And the Knave of Wands. Okay. The Knave of Wands is this sort of dapper, you can see he's got a great outfit, right? Passionate, get her done kind of young one, right? You have, in your embrace, you have a Knave of Pentacles. It's an idea. You also have the Knight of Pentacles. Slow, okay? In your hidden influences, we get a lot of willpower in this Knave and this Knight of Swords. Fast energy. I'm feeling there's anger, there's obsession, right? You need to resolve this grief, this 10 of Air. You're mad because of whatever has ended, and you kind of want to go back and cut some people up, You want revenge. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. But focus on this. There is this too. There's a new idea. There's this openness to travel, to creativity. This person is different. You could be, have a young, youthful, someone that brings out your playful, fun, creative side is around you. But because you're so in the swords, you can't see this new person. And you're actually in denial of your state of mind, you know. So you need to know that your head is tripping, okay? What is that? If we think about this having to do with 2020, what happened in 2020 that may be causing you to want revenge? Well, you know, perhaps you want some people who are getting out of office to go to prison. You know, you could put a lot of energy into that. Or you could think about this new idea, this youthful, creative, visionary idea that is also there. He's quite overshadowed. He's just kind of standing outside of this like emotionally fucked up situation, right? Anxious. Oh yeah, by the way, Uranus figuring, there's going to be some feeling of anxiety here. So if you feel extra anxious right now, that would be explainable by what's happening in the heavens above us right now. Okay, so, and this is going to be, unfortunately, a lot of this feeling of anxiety from what I heard. So the solution to that, of course, isn't that you are stuck in that Nine of Swords. You're not stuck in your being on a rampage of revenge. You know, or really just telling someone the truth. You don't want to kill anybody or hurt anybody, but they need to know the truth. Like, that's the feeling that I'm getting from this Knight of Swords. And the reason that you're wanting to do that is that you're obsessing about it. You're losing sleep over it, right? You got hurt. You're a victim here, for crying out loud, okay? You may or may not be conscious of this, but the cards are saying you need to be conscious about this. You need to release whatever it is that is unknown, that is motivating you in the way that you're behaving in the world. Okay, so embrace what the King of Air knows. Take it easy. Settle down. Just be practical. Be in your pentacles. Do your job, whatever. Unless you work with assholes like I do. And then, you know, this is a time of self-reflection. And in this self-reflection, you want to look for this positive little guy that's standing on the edge of all of this head tripping that you're doing. Okay? He's there for you. You're not seeing him or her. It's not necessarily a person. What I'm feeling is it's this, there's a tension here between wanting to deal with what happened in the past and this opportunity of a new idea. And we have in our future a Nine of Water, which is a very positive outcome. So let's find out more about that future here. Nine of Water. Okay. Four of Cups, or Four of Water. I'll explain. There's the Nine of Cups again. Fulfilled. Maybe a little chubby for it. Emotional fulfillment is in your future. Oh, okay, but we're also going to have a little bit more of this Ten of Swords. This is the same card that you get as your underlying influence. So it goes with it goes with this Four of Cups here. Four of Cups is, I got rejected. You know, 3 cups are spilled. I'm not seeing this new opportunity here. The fulfillment of the Nine of Cups is there for you. But in order to get that Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillment, you're going to have to feel the pain that is the Ten of Swords. And it looks to me like you're actually on your way to this in this process of acceptance here. You can see this woman, her eyes are wide open. She's got a kind of golden crown or halo around her, or maybe it's just her hair. To me, I'm getting like a spiritual awakening. And we can see in the background is this ghost, this loss. So that's a choice. That's it's coming through to me as a choice between focusing on that old phantom red willpower obsessive, almost a little feeling of the devil card here, that thing you can't let go that's keeping you up at night. Let it go. Rise to this state, which is the Ten of Swords, which is a transition from I got hurt and I'm up in my head about it. That's the Nine of Swords up in my head. Now I'm in the 10. Okay, it's over. I accept that it's over. It's time to move on. It's time to liberate myself from this monster, this obsession in my background. When I do that, I get fulfillment. I get the sort of comfort that this little mermaid has in her emotional well-being, that she has the key, right? And the key is the key of happiness, or it could be the key of willingness, the key that opens the door to the next life. 10 of Swords is an end. Could just simply be the 10 of Swords in this reading represents 2020. I've seen plenty out there to tell me that people have decided to hate 2020. I heard it all year. Somebody would die and be like, fuck 2020, right? So we've piled all of this stuff onto 2020. And we're just, 21's going to be better, right? The grass is greener on the other side. I sure hope so. We do have the Nine of Cups, that's fulfillment. We've got this little page or knave of wands, this sort of creative new idea. This has a lot to do with across sort of meeting and knowing people through differences. So to me, this is young people. This is people that you may not be the people that lived in your suburb or your neighborhood or your nation, right? They're different from you. And there's an opportunity here if you are willing to give up this little self-pity. We still see some of this, I got rejected and I feel sorry for myself in the future, right? She has a snake around her neck. What does the snake mean to you? Is it something that could strangle you? Is it something that signifies transition, rebirth? I think both, right? So a lot of the cards, more and more I understand, are about their perceptions and their transitions. It's like I can go through here. I must go through here. I have to go all the way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to finish a cycle. I must go through a Four of Cups. How long do I want to dwell there in self-pity from being rejected? Same with the Ten of Swords. You need to feel this loss. If it's 2020, let it go. Move on. Take it easy though, right? The embraces, a lot of the slow, practical pentacles build something new. To me, there's the revolutionary impulse that's out there that may make us feel impatient, like this Knight of Swords. Like, we got to do this, and we're going to do it now, and we don't have time to think about it. Embrace the slowpoke Knight. Be that A student, do your homework, and just take this beautiful new idea and protect it and nurture it and treasure it. This could be you. This could be you. So from an individual to a collective, I think we definitely see an opportunity to reflect on ourselves, to take inventory about what has happened. How is our world working? How is our society working? How is my personal individual life working? What is in the shadows that I need to know about and release, right? It looks very painful. Nobody wants to look here. But if you look there, there's this beautiful little new beginning for you to start building on your way to, I'll give you the other version of the Nine of Cups, being a chubby, happy old woman who with a plumber's butt, you know. Heck, shelter in place, unless you're on Zoom, who needs to wear a shirt? Okay, all right. Yeah, I hope you find that useful, and I hope you get something out of your shadow work. Okay, bye-bye.